Welcome back, everyone. We're going to be solving LeetCode 2206, divide array into equal pairs. So they give us an integer array called nums, which consists of 2 times n integers, and we need to divide nums into n pairs such that each element belongs to exactly one pair, and the elements present in a pair are equal. Okay, so 3 should be matched to 3, 2 to 2, etc., etc. That return true if nums can be divided into n pairs, otherwise return false. Okay, so we know we need to pair them with their corresponding values, right? Like I just said, 3 to 3, 2 to 2, etc., etc. And this example says there's 6 elements in nums, okay, length 6, so they should be divided into 6 divided by 2, 3 pairs. Okay, so it looks like down here as well. So we should just be able to divide our array by 2 and search for how many pairs. Okay, so let's use a set. We know sets will contain unique values, so we'll just use this to keep track of how many pairs we have. So we'll make a value from matches. And we will loop through nums whenever we find a value that's not in there. So if we start with example 1, right, we'll start with 3. 3's not in the set, we'll add it. Move on to the next one. 2. 2's not in the set, we'll add it. Move on to the next one. 3. 3 is already in the set, so what are we going to do? We will remove 3 and then increment our matches by 1. So that will count as one pair. Right, so we'll move on to the next one, which is another 2, so we remove 2. Now we increment our matches by another 1. So now we have 2 pairs we found, right? Move on to the second to the last one. It's a 2. Our set is empty, so we add 2. And we move on to the last value, which is 2, which is in our set. We remove it, and then increment our counter by 1. Okay, so let's do that. So for num in nums, if num is in our set, what do we want to do? Well, we want to remove it, so we'll say s dot remove that num. Otherwise, we also have to increment our matches, so matches plus equals 1, and let's set this back to 0. Okay, so that's the case where we run into a value that's already in our set. Otherwise, if it's not in our set, we are just simply going to add that number. Okay, so now we should be able to, let's print out our matches just to make sure it does give us the number of matches that we have. So we have 3. This example 1 should give us 3. Example 2 should give us 2 pairs. We found none. And this one does output false, so okay, that's correct then. So now what do we need to do? Well, we need to divide the length of our array, so we need a value for that. So we'll say L is going to be equal to the length of nums divided by 2, right? So this will give us the amount of pairs that we're searching for. So at the end, we should just be able to return if matches is equal to the number of pairs that we're searching for. So let's return matches equals L. And that should give us correct answer. Get rid of some spaces, run this. Local variable num, reference before assignment. Num should be nums, okay. So we passed both test cases. Let's submit this. And it does pass. Okay, back to the description. What is the time and space complexity? The time complexity is set length. So we're using a for loop to either add or remove numbers to a set. So that's going to be O of n. So our time complexity is O of n. Space complexity, we are creating a new set and adding and removing values to it. So our extra space that we're using is going to depend entirely on the length of our set. So, and that is the only other data structure we're using, so that means our space complexity is going to be equal to the length of our set. And that'll do it for LeetCode 2286, divide array into equal pairs.